welcome back to my channel. I'm really excited about this video because today is the first episode in my wedding series. I'm actually going to be calling this series I Do With You. I just love how catchy it is, but also the double connotation of it being with my fiance, but also with you guys as well. I want to tell you everything about preparing for your wedding, my thoughts, feelings, maybe some DIY projects thrown in as well. I really want to get you guys involved as much as possible, but if you have any alternatives or a better name or anything like that, then please do leave it down below, because I'm really interested to know what you guys' thoughts are and obviously involve you as much as possible on this journey. This episode in particular is just going to concentrate really about my initial thoughts for the wedding. Obviously I'll talk about the proposal and the ring for those of you who are interested. So please do grab a drink because it will be a little bit of a long one and I want to fill you guys in as much as possible. I guess I should start by telling you guys all about the proposal. Connor actually proposed to me way back at the beginning of November. And I know what you're thinking, why is it taking me 4 months to put up a video? Well, November soon turned into December, which was Christmas month, and I just started my job and I was so busy with working, and also we were hosting Christmas that year, so it meant that we had everyone around ours, so we were full mode Christmas. And also my engagement ring wasn't actually ready in the time that Connor wanted to propose to me, and I kind of wanted to start off with the ring that I would be wearing on my finger for the rest of my life. And then when it came, it was actually a size too big, so it had to be resized, and before we know it, we are 4 months later. So I do apologise for the delay, but I just wanted everything to be perfect in regards to my first episode. We definitely discussed being engaged. Obviously we live together, we have a mortgage, which I guess in modern days is more of a commitment than being married. However, we definitely knew that at some point we wanted to be married, we just weren't sure when. Out of all the ways I thought that he would propose, I really didn't think it would be on like our 6-year anniversary or something like that, which is weird because most normal people would think that is when people are more likely to propose, I guess. But I'd just come in from work and I had given Connor his present, which was just a pair of like regular Converses and a card, and he got up his laptop and I just automatically thought that he had ordered me something on the internet and it hadn't yet arrived yet. I know that he's done that in the past, so I kind of just thought, oh gosh, my present obviously hasn't come yet, which I wasn't too bothered about, but you know, it would have been nice to receive something. And then when I looked at it, it was a PowerPoint presentation all about like our relationship, and it was just really nice and thoughtful, and you could tell that a lot of time had been put into this presentation. Obviously I was crying, and then one of the other slides said, how about the trip to Venice, which he had planned to surprise me with. And I guess originally he was planning to surprise me in Venice, but I think he knows me too well, and I think he would have thought that would have been perhaps a bit too obvious, and his words were that if he didn't propose to me in the morning I would be in a foul mood the rest of the day, which I'm not sure how true that would be, but I guess it was just super nice that he proposed on our 6 years, and it was completely unexpected, and I genuinely did not think it would happen that day, which kind of made it even more special. And then after the presentation, the last slide was, of course, will you marry me? And then I put the laptop down and my ring, or like my temporary ring, was sat in a box, and it was just the most magical, amazing like proposal in the world, and I'm almost like getting teary like talking to you guys about it, but it was just so Connor and I just loved it. So he did a really good job. And of course, for those of you wondering about my ring now, this ring actually came from America. It was just something that I saw on Pinterest years ago and it never really left my mind. I know how many girls have like tried to like imitate things from Pinterest and it not translate into real life, so I hunted it down and I found out that it was from a husband and wife team in America called Sam and Sue. They have both an Instagram page, an Etsy page, and obviously their website, which I ordered through their website. They are such an amazing team. I think they get inundated with all these like ring offers, so it took a good 8 weeks for the ring to be delivered. So bear that in mind if you are interested in ordering from them. The customer service was amazing. She answered all my questions within like 24 hours, and they are just incredible. Go straight to Sam and Sue if you are wanting kind of like a bespoke, almost like modern alternative to a diamond, because they really do such a fantastic job. I will leave the link down below as to which engagement ring I chose, but this is, for those of you wondering, a 3 carats morganite surrounded by like diamonds. It's on the like halo and around the band, and it's sitting on 18 carat rose gold. It's incredible and I am absolutely in love with it. So he did a pretty good job, and of course we did a pretty good job in deciding the ring because I'm obsessed with it. So in terms of wedding planning, obviously we have done a few things together and we've decided on our venue, which was definitely one of the key points that we wanted to do as soon as possible. We are actually getting married in the height of the season in 2017, and I just didn't want the date to go. So that was something that we wanted to get sorted straight away. In terms of actually choosing the venue, obviously I can't tell you where it is for privacy reasons, but I can definitely describe it to you. And we were kind of toying up between a stately home and a barn conversion. One thing that we definitely wanted and was definitely a key factor with our wedding was exclusivity. And I don't mean that in a snobby way, and I don't mean that as in, oh, I want to hire out the whole place. One thing I really didn't like the thought of was to be just confined to a room and needing to go to the bathroom, or having one of our guests, you know, going to the bathroom or whatever and seeing random people checking into their hotel or stuff like that. I just didn't like the thought of it. So that obviously played a massive impact in budget requirements. And it really meant that kind of like golf resorts and hotels were really out of the question, because you'd have had to hire out the whole place, and I do not have like hundreds of thousands to spend on a wedding, so we had to narrow it down slightly, which meant that we either go for a stately home option or we go for a barn conversion. Now obviously the downside of a barn conversion is accommodation. Now in terms of a stately home, they are only offered on a dry hire basis, which means that you have to spend additional money on sourcing kind of like tables and chairs and everything else, which just meant the budget was going up and up and up. And to be quite frank with you, I didn't want to spend X amount on a venue and then spend that again in like furniture costs. It just didn't seem logical in my head. So we did decide to go down the barn route, which means that we are definitely more in budget and we can still have our like exclusivity, which is what we both consider to be very important to us. And also the barn which we have chosen has accommodation for like the bridal party, so it means that our nearest and dearest, like our like my mum and dad and brother and Connor's side of the family, can all stay with us, and we can continue that for breakfast the following morning, which was another thing that I kind of wanted. I didn't want to just kind of have that night and then it go back to normal. Obviously you want to like pace it out as much as possible. Now the wedding venue itself does have a license for a wedding ceremony, which would be brilliant, and most people would normally think that that would be amazing. I guess for me, and part of it was me being a bit naive of not knowing what a civil ceremony was. I have attended one when I was like 14, but I didn't really pay attention that much. I didn't realise there would be no religious like connotations or significance to my wedding myself. I wouldn't be able to have any hymns or prayers or anything related to like God, and that kind of hit a chord with me. I wanted to have a song and hymns played throughout our ceremony, and that would be something that would be really difficult within a civil ceremony because they do not have obviously like an organ or any percussion instruments or anything like that. So we decided on a church, and obviously the church has like organs and wedding bells and stuff like that, and to me, I mean, no disrespect to anyone who's had a civil ceremony, I think any wedding is of course going to be special, but I just feel right getting married in a church. So that was probably really long-winded, and I'm sorry if I like lost you 2 minutes ago rambling about the same thing, but that is why we are having a church ceremony. Now the church itself is beautiful, and I don't want to say too much because I feel like I'll give it away if I go into too much detail about it, but I will say that it is a recognisable church. What else can I update you guys on? I actually went to a wedding fair 2 weekends ago on Valentine's Day, which was really special, and I actually went there with my mum and my bridesmaid and left Connor at home just because I just wanted some girls' time, and I'd highly recommend you guys who are just engaged to go, because you just get to see everything, and they have so many different options, and they had everything at this wedding fair. They had like cars and photo booths and dry hire services. They even had like an owl and doves like just chilling out in their own little stand, which was a bit strange and definitely not something that I would have ever considered before. and don't think I will have at my wedding, but it was nice to see everything in one place. I've also got a load of contact details, which is amazing, and we've booked a few things from them that I don't really want to go into yet, but you guys will find out in the next couple of videos. I will say that we have chosen to go down a live band as opposed to a DJ, which was something that initially I didn't think was necessary, but we found a great price and they are so talented that I couldn't refuse the offer. I can tell you that I'm having 6 bridesmaids, which I know sounds a little bit ridiculous, but I have 4 really close friends, 1 person from Connor's side of the family, and also a family member from my side of the family. So I'm hoping you guys can meet them in due course. Definitely going to do a whole video on bridesmaids, maybe take you guys bridesmaid shopping. In regards to wedding videos, if you have any ideas, do leave them down below. Obviously I'm going to do a bridesmaids video and some decoration hauls, but if you have anything or any topics that you want me to talk about, then leave them down below and I will do my best to get them up for you. I did also want to briefly mention that I'm so close to 100 subscribers, so if you haven't already, please do subscribe because it really does mean the world to me, and it just makes me know that you guys are enjoying my videos. It will mean that I will be making them more often and putting them up more regularly, which I hope you guys will enjoy. And also, coming up in the next haul is this. Any guesses what it is? I will see you all later. Bye guys!